Alright, welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio, and we've got our new pre-orders and they are live, and we're going to take a look and give you guys a little bit of my personal feedback. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and some Horus Heresy content. Put out at least one video every single day. Basically reactions, reviews, news, painting, modeling, conversion tutorials, anything to do with the hobby. So give us a sub if you don't mind. That being said, let's jump right in. So first and foremost, we have the God of Murder collection. So we know already with these collections, this is just the Daughters of Khaine releases with a special print. So you basically have the regular codex, you have the Vanguard newly released box, and then you have the data cards as well. And then also on top of that, you have the art print. Now, previously, up until very recently, last couple months, with the Sigmar sets, it was just the price of all the individual items, and then the art print was free. And then the 40k sets, you had to pay extra. You know, there was basically an extra $50 in the price to pay for the art print. That is no longer the case for Sigmar. They are no longer free. So now, once again, or similar to 40k, I should say, you're actually paying for the print. So the value here is not a free print if you buy the bundle. The value here is you just pay retail price for everything, and then they allow you to pay the price for the print as well. So in this case, just for a general breakdown, you know, it's $130 for the Vanguard, and then it's $55 for the regular codex, which is what's included, and then it's $38 for the cards as well. And if we do the math on that, it is what, 185, 193, 223. So yeah, they're charging you basically $30 extra for the art print. So it is important to know that the breakdown is that you're actually paying $30 for the art print, and then on the 40k sets you're paying $50 for the art print. So they went from free to $30 with the bundle. So interesting, you know. Next we have the Cargo-8 RIdgehauler land train. So this is one of the RIdgehauler, one of the trailers, and then one of the upgrade sprues. Again, you're just paying full price. They just conveniently list it all together in one single thing. Then we have the Vanguard Nighthaunt. So we did the breakdown on these boxes, and the Vanguard Nighthaunt was the best of the three that are being released. It is $201 worth of, you know, retail value if you purchase these items individually, and you get it for $130. So it's about, you know, roughly a 33% discount, slightly more. All right, and then next we have the Vanguard Daughters of Khaine. Again, this one comes in at $130. It is $197 worth of retail. So again, nice value overall. I think this is a better set and probably a better deal than the previous Daughters of Khaine set. Previously, you got like the throne and then 5 of these girls in it. So there wasn't really a lot to it. Now you get the character, those 5 girls, you get the warlocks, and then you get 10 of the witches as well. I think it's a much better box. And then value-wise, again, it's $197 for the individual items, and you're getting it for $130. So you're basically saving about $67 over full, you know, retail price. Next, we have the Skaven. This is the worst value of the Vanguard sets that are coming out here. So this one comes out to only $177 in retail. It is an okay box. It's cool and everything. But at $177 in retail, you know, you're only really saving like $47 over full price individually purchased items. So if there's even one item in this box that you weren't necessarily going to purchase, it's kind of iffy at that point in time. It's still an okay deal. It's a nice box overall, but the value isn't there in the same way as some of these other ones. As saving $47 is, it's not nearly as good of a deal, you know, over the retail value. So still cool and everything. Again, compared to the old Skaven box, it's nice and everything. I like the Storm Fiends. They're definitely a nice addition, but the value is just not there in the same way. Let me see the Scriptor Mortis, cool model, originally only available in the you know, box set, but now from Arena Shades, now you can get the Scriptor Mortis for $38. The Daughters of Khaine character that fought on the opposite end of that box, Arena of Shades, is the High Gladiatrix. She is $35. And then from the Fury of the Deep box set, these were the 2 character models that were exclusively released in that. We have the Akhellian Thrallmaster and Auric Flamekeeper, both for $33.50. All 4 of these models are cool. Definitely cool. And then we have our Gossamid Archers now for sale. These are awesome, 60 bucks for these. Then we have the Spiterider Lancers, and they have also an alternative build option. Again, 60 bucks for those. And that is the alternative build option right here, the Revenant Seekers. They have different battlefield roles completely. I'm not sure how they stack up rules-wise or anything, but the models are pretty cool. All right, and then we have our Into the Battletomes. So all of the Battletomes, here we have the Skaven, we have limited edition, we have the Sylvaneth limited edition, and then we should have a Daughters of Khaine limited edition, all for $90. And then we have the regular Battletomes as well, Skaven and Sylvaneth, both for $55 each. Oh, you know what? The Daughters of Khaine one already came out. That's right. And then we have the Warscroll cards. These are $35 for the Skaven and $33.50 for the Sylvaneth. So a nice little addition if you enjoy having like some little aids, game aids, etc. And then we have for Necromunda, the Necromunda Book of Outlands. This has the rules for the squats in it. It has the full rules for the Ash Waste Nomads, and then it also has your vehicle rules as well. 50 bucks. This is probably a necessity if you're going to play in the Ash Waste. Anything outside of basically just the Ash Waste box set. So if you want the full rules, if you want to use other gangs in the Ash Waste setting, you're going to need this book. It's a cool book. I'm sure it is loaded with good stuff in there. Ironhead Squat Prospectors Gang Tactics cards, $16.50 for those. Then we have the actual Ironhead Squat Prospectors Gang, $47 for that. Very cool. I like these models. I think they're cool. They remind me more of like the old aesthetic as opposed to like the Leagues of Votann, or sort of like a little more kind of futury. These remind me of just a newer version of the models from like the, whatever it is, 80s. Then we have the Cargo-8 RIdgehauler. You know, I really like this set. It's a super cool kit and everything. Not a fan of the price point. Doesn't surprise me that it's costing as much as the Land Raider, honestly. That's should have been what I assumed. I was trying to be ambitious, hoping it would be, you know, closer to like $80. I think it's honestly just overpriced. I was really for sure going to pick this up right up until, and then honestly, when I saw the price, I just decided not to. I was like, you know what? It's probably going to sit in a box for a while. I don't have any time to get to it. It's just coming out. I'm not getting any bonus to just pick it up right now, so I'll just wait. And to tell you the truth, I did the same thing with the squats. I was thinking about picking them up. I basically just said, you know what? I'm going to just hang tight on these releases. I got plenty to work on right now. I'm very busy with commissions and everything as well, so decided to pass on these. Specifically 100% on the RIdgehauler because of the price. Next, we have the RIdgehauler trailer. Again, this was just like an insult to injury thing. The Cargo-8 RIdgehauler trailer is a complete ripoff. $60 for that, so it's like 20 bucks for a shipping container. So you're paying $40 for, you know, 8 wheels and a little platform. That is just, I mean, that's ridiculous. And then, you know, you're not getting any benefit to buying it in the box set. Now, here's where I really draw the line, and what really pissed me off and made me not buy any of this stuff because I was already planning on buying it. This is really what put me over the edge, was the Cargo-8 RIdgehauler gunner frames. I mean, first off, if you're going to sell this for $60, it should come with the gunners on there. That should be part of this set. This is obviously a pretty bare set for $60. All they really had to do was just put the gunners in there, and then it would change the whole dynamic. Selling these 2 gunners for $27 is an absolute joke, in my opinion. I mean, that is literally like selling someone a box of shoes, and then they open it up, and there's only one shoe inside, and they're like, oh, for $27 you can get the second shoe. And it's like, wait, what? Absolute ripoff, in my opinion. I mean, completely disgusting the way they would literally take. I mean, this is going to be, let's be real, this is going to be a tiny little sprue. This is like a half sprue, upgrade bonus sprue type thing. For $27 for 2 dudes holding the guns, I mean, that's an absolute joke. I honestly, as soon as I saw that, I didn't know if I should just honestly laugh or be disgusted, but completely ridiculous. It should come with this. You know, arguably, the fact that this is $27 for the 2 gunners makes the RIdgehauler a better deal, because you're like, wow, I mean, you know, I could buy the trailer for 60 bucks, but if I want to get the gunners, it's 87. I can just buy the RIdgehauler for 95 and then just not attach the cab to it. So, like, it's literally the same thing. I mean, all this trailer is this piece right here without the cab, and then the gunners. So, I mean, is it really just, hey, for $8 you get the cab? I guess. I don't know. But anyway, it was just, honestly, it just kind of perturbed me enough that I was like, you know what? I'm not buying any of it. Not feeding into it. So passing for now. Maybe one day I'll pick up the RIdgehauler, but for now, no thanks. Which is crazy because I'm a huge Mad Max fan, huge Necromunda fan, and was really, really excited for this. And honestly, GW really just put a stink on this whole Necromunda situation, and I'm just good on it. Between like not having the actual vehicle rules all in the Ashwaste box, between nickel and diming us over like upgrade sprues and stuff like that, I'm good. I passed for now. So next we have Skaven Dice, $38. You guys all know how I feel about the dice. All the dice are cool and everything, but not worth the price. And these Skaven Dice are probably some of the worst ones we've ever seen. Making the, little markers on the dice the same color basically as the dice, slightly brighter, is going to make these very hard to read. They're horrible dice. The old Skaven Dice are amazing. I absolutely love them. These are trash in my opinion. Then we have General's Handbook for Pitch Battle 2022-2023 Season 1 Pitch Battle Profiles. $50 for this. I really thought this was going to come out at like that $30 price tag. $50, again, seems a little pricey for me. The Sigmar stuff tends to be a little bit cheaper because it's not quite as popular and there's not as much of like a paywall premium. Obviously, that's not the case with this one. So I do like that it has the special binding on it, though. That is definitely an improvement. So I guess that's the extra $20. Chapter approved Warzone Nephilim Grand Tournament Mission Pack. $30 for this. I think that's cool. I'm glad they went with the 30. The most important thing, though, is that they're giving us the chapter approved points updates for everyone for free. That is huge. Definitely a step in the right direction. And I say it all the time. I know this community is very, very one side or the other. People either worship Games Workshop as the false idol, that they are, or they absolutely hate Games Workshop, but are somehow like strangely obsessed with still finding out what's going on. Not really like that. I love the range. I've been playing the games for like 30 years. I have literally like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of models. I absolutely enjoy everything about, the gaming portion, the collecting portion, the lore, all that stuff. But the truth is, when Games Workshop does something right, I'm the first one to say, hey, that's awesome, like giving away the points. And when Games Workshop does something wrong, like, tries to tax Necromunda fans $27 for 2 little half gunners and a couple guns, I'm going to call them out. So I keep it real. I'm not sure how you guys feel about it, honestly, but, a lot of people in the space are either big haters or big lovers. And, most everybody, obviously, if you sign the NDA agreement, you can't honestly, tell the truth about anything. You have to always say good things about GW products. You can't ever give an honest opinion if it's anything but positive. So for some reason in the community, though, I don't see really any pushback about people, influencers, etc., that sign the NDA. And I don't know, I'm old school, so we call that kind of selling out. So I mean, it's cool you get some free product, but at the same time, are you really getting free product, or is Games Workshop basically just bribing you to sell their stuff to your fans? So it's kind of you get free stuff, but it's at the cost of your integrity or honesty with your own community. So for me, it's a big no-go. I know a lot of other people don't care. They want to just get the free stuff. I would rather keep my integrity and then buy what I want. Obviously, maybe if I was a sellout, I could just get a free Cargo-8 RIdgehauler and some of this other stuff, but not really my style. So but that being said, always curious to hear your guys' opinions. So let me know, because it seems like there's not really that much pushback against creators that quote-unquote sell out or sign the NDA. I would think that honestly people would care a little bit more. Like for me, if I was looking at someone and trying to get their honest opinion or review or reaction, or see a product and see, hey, should I buy this or not, I would want to know that they don't have some sort of behind the scenes incentive, or be forced to speak good about a product even if it's not. When I look for reviews or reactions or products in general being discussed, I'm looking for someone's honest opinion that has experience with that, and I think that's what makes you a specialist and keeps it real. So but that's just my opinion. There's nothing wrong if somebody otherwise wouldn't be able to get the models, and they want to just sign the NDA, get a bunch of free stuff from GW. I mean, that's up to them. Obviously, I think again it comes at the cost of their community and their honesty or integrity. So but if they were already a complete fanboy and all they ever did was say good stuff about GW products, maybe they don't even have to change anything. That's not the case for me, obviously. I am very, very critical, but also, very encouraging of positivity as well when Games Workshop does do some good stuff. So that being said, it is what it is. Let me know what you think. So next we have Dark Imperium Plaguemore paperback, $16. Prince Mesa, $27 in a hardback, and then the Sabbath War, $16. And then we have all last week's stuff. They basically brought over all the transfer sheets. You'll see here in the United States, the Horus Heresy reaction tokens and cards are still completely available. I know that they ran out of stock in some places, UK and Australia. I don't know the exact allocations for each global region, etc. But what I do know is we've hit the 2-week mark. These are officially available all over the place in stores, and they failed to sell out of the Horus Heresy reaction tokens and cards. So that being said, we know roughly that Games Workshop did not sell direct to consumers 13,540 box sets, because these would be out if they did. Now it is possible maybe they sold an extra 1,000 in the UK and they didn't have tokens to give to people because they're all in the US, and maybe they underestimated demand in the UK and they overestimated it in the US. That's possible. I've heard back from people and they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. These sold out first day in the UK. There's a lot of factors to that as well. If you live in the UK, you don't pay nearly as much of the GW tax if you live in another country, like the extra over exchange rate and import stuff to get those models. So more people are more likely to buy directly from Games Workshop. I know here in the United States and a lot of other countries as well, this stuff is marked up quite a bit over the exchange rate. So lots of people don't buy directly from Games Workshop. They go to a third-party retailer and or an online retailer and get 15 or 20% off. So maybe that's a big factor. I don't know. We'll get some more numbers as we go into the future, as we see what the sales look like, and then we'll have a better idea. And then, of course, we have the semi-annual report coming up over the next couple months. So we'll do a breakdown of GW financials before, and then afterwards we'll look at the financial statement, and I will give you guys my opinion. But yeah, we'll save that for another video. Next we have Lupercal's War and paperback, $8. This is just a bunch of other stuff here. The Orlok Gang cards, the Horus Heresy bookmark. Majority of this stuff still in stock, all the dice and everything. A few items did sell out though. A few have sold out and then came back as well. Obviously special and heavy weapons are back in stock, or actually I'm not sure they are ever sold out. We have the other Horus Heresy books are good. The Kratos is back in stock. It had sold out shortly, and people were like, oh, the Kratos is gone. You don't know what you're talking about. The Horus Heresy release is killing it. Your numbers are wrong, whatever. You don't have to believe anything. I'm using what data we have available to us at the time. If you have additional data, I'm glad to hear it. If you want to share your opinion, I'm glad to hear that as well. But don't act like your opinion is facts if you don't actually have any data. As far as the Kratos is concerned, it is back. That is good. The Rhino came back and then went out of stock again. It's going to be a permanent part of the range, so if you don't get one right away, fight the FOMO. You'll get it in the future. Obviously, still plenty of the Age of Darkness available. And then, we see a couple of the items sold out. Some dice, some markers, the Mark III and Mark IV tactical stuff. Just a couple items in general, obviously sold out. But when it's all said and done, to tell you the truth, I was planning on picking up some of the Horus Heresy stuff. I really like the Kratos and the Deimos Rhino. So I was thinking about picking them up. I was also, expecting to pick up the Age of Darkness. But you know what? I decided to pass on all of it for now. And then, we'll see what happens into the future. And then to tell you the truth, I was going to pick up the RIdgehauler as well. Honestly, I was on the edge if I was going to pick up the RIdgehauler, the Squats as well, and then the book of Outlands. And you know what? I decided to pass on all those as well. So it doesn't mean I won't purchase them going into the future. I likely will. But for right now, there's no pressing need for me to have any Horus Heresy stuff. There's no pressing need for me to have a Cargo-8 RIdgehauler or the new Necromunda rules or gang or whatever. So in the future, I'll probably snag them up. But for right now, not really feeling the FOMO or anything. I got plenty to work on. I'm very busy. None of these were pulling at me so hard that I had to have them. To tell you the truth, I really like the RIdgehauler. I think it's super cool. And I looked at some alternatives for either 3D printed parts, conversion or kit bashing, something else. And to tell you the truth, there's not a lot of other random toys that you could kind of put together. I have cargo containers. I have lots of models and bits, but there's not a ton of great stuff you can kind of piece together, other than maybe, just some cheap Walmart type wheels or something like that, and kind of piece some together. So for now, I'm just going to kind of hang tight. In the future, maybe I will 3D print some bits, or eventually pick up the Cargo-8. But to tell you the truth, the prices on the Necromunda stuff just kind of made me mad, and I honestly just don't really want to encourage that behavior. And if you're not familiar, if you're new to the channel, I'm in a financial situation where I can buy whatever I want from Games Workshop, and it's not going to change my life one way or the other. I could literally buy everything that came out this week and just stack it up on a shelf and never touch it, and it wouldn't change anything in my life. But I'm not really feeling it. They kind of just I don't want to say they burned a bridge, but kind of annoyed me with their Necromunda releases. Finding out afterwards that Ash Waste didn't have like the full rules for vehicles and everything was kind of a slap in the face. Seeing the new prices on like the RIdgehauler was kind of like, I almost expected it. But then seeing the trailer and the gunners so expensive, I was just like, you know what? I just really don't want to encourage this type of behavior from GW. So I'm good. And then I was definitely going to pick up the Outlands books, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to get any of it. So, and I did the same thing on Horus Heresy. Maybe down the line I'll pick some of that stuff up, do some cool painting, conversion, tutorials, magnetization, whatever. But for now, I decided to just pass on everything. So, and I already have, these are my favorite models that came out, the Gossamid Archers. They're awesome. I already have them from the box set. Already have all these characters from the box sets. And none of these Vanguards are like just so amazing that I like need to have them right now or anything. So, for me, big pass this week on GW items. So big pass. So and that's now the 2 pre-order weeks, and then this week now, this is basically 3 weeks in a row that I have not bought anything from like the new pre-order list or anything like that. So I'm curious if other people are doing the same thing or feeling the same way, or if they find themselves kind of just getting a little bit burnt out on the prices or on GW's attitude and kind of passing on some stuff. Or maybe it's just me. I mean, I definitely go through periods where, I really want to have everything right away, even if it just sits around for a bit. And then I go through other periods where, I'm like, I don't need any more stuff piling up anywhere. I do stay very busy doing commissions. We are obviously still very busy. This is like our busiest time of year. But that being said, we'll see what happens going into the future. We'll see what next week's pre-orders look like. I mean, I'll probably be picking up the Sycaran, the new tank, and I'll probably be picking up a Leviathan Dreadnought. But those are 2 of my like favorite all-time models coming to plastic. So when they are released, that's something I'm, pull the trigger on. But, this week was a pass. And sometimes it's hard for me to pass on stuff. I'm really like want it, and it's tough not to get it. But this week it was pretty easy to just pull the pass. And then same thing with the Horus Heresy, like 2-week pre-order. It was easy for me to kind of pull the pass. And we see how some of these other box sets have done in the past, like Dominion, like the Black Templar box. And, I pointed out a couple of those and how cheap you can find them now, 50% plus off retail. The Chalnath box, I got a lot of feedback from the community. Lots of people picked them up at 50% off. Lots of people shared some of their own anecdotal evidence, like their own local store has like 30 copies of Dominion just sitting around marked at 50% off and no one's buying them. Or people had spent $200 at a store and gotten like a free $200 box set included with that just to get rid of them. So we're definitely seeing some of the demand slowing. We're definitely seeing like some product bloat, some rules bloat, some price bloat. And, I'm just kind of like sitting back, obviously, deal with the hobby almost every single day of my life, either painting, converting, building, modeling, videos, etc. So, I'm very much immersed in the hobby, not going anywhere, but hanging on to my hobby dollars right now. And then, obviously we saw the new paints are coming as well. We don't know when that's going to happen. Would I be buying that full set of the new contrast paints and shades if I was just a regular person? Not with a YouTube channel, not a commission banner? No, there's no way I would buy them all. I would probably just buy a couple of them. But, I will definitely buy them for the channel for do a reaction review and to be able to share with you guys the specific paints that I would recommend. And then also I'm going to be working on this week the video of my favorite like 10 or so of the contrast paints that I think everyone should own. And then maybe I'll do a little demo of them and everything. It's easy to see what they look like, but it's not necessarily as easy to know which ones are worth having and which ones aren't. So that's what I'm going to kind of focus on that video. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you're picking up this week. Let me know if you're feeling any of the same feelings that I am. If you're kind of pulling back on your spending a little bit because you have to, or if you're pulling back on your spending a little bit, just to be a little more conservative in case, economy, etc. go a little sour into the future. But let me know what you guys think. Always like to hear your opinions. Always appreciate all the reactions, interactions, etc. Make sure you guys like and subscribe for daily videos, reactions, reviews, news, painting, modeling, conversion tutorials on everything from Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and some Horus Heresy. That being said, Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.